Hey everyone, welcome back to Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping. Homesteader Mike, and I'm setting in the equipment shed on the tractor because I'm working over here with the tractor. I'm moving all those posts and everything to get the area cleared up for the berry bed. And I just got all the posts moved last night, got them all stacked up out here between the two meadows in a little area that's, out of sight and out of the way back there. And I just finished hauling the rest of the pipes and stuff that I had. So I had a bunch of drain pipes and stuff that I was using across the roads farther back on the farm. And we keep getting these pockets of rain that come through, and right now it's not terrible, but it's more than I want to be out in. But so a good topic to cover while I'm sitting here and waiting on the rain to end is, if anybody's been paying attention, and I know you all have, because if you're watching this channel, you obviously have your eyes open, or your eyes are starting to open to what's just terrible in our country. So the baby formula shortage. If you haven't seen that yet, there's a company called Abbott Nutrition that closed its plant in Michigan because they make 3 different formulations. One I think is Similac, one is called Metabolic, and I can't remember what the other one is. And evidently they had a contamination in one of their products, and it caused a bacterial infection in 4 babies, and 2 of those babies died. So they closed that plant down, and that plant evidently was the only plant making those specific formulations. And these were special formulations for babies that have all kinds of different digestive issues and stuff like that. And that right there, if of everything that's going on, whether you're a parent, not a parent, or anything along those lines, if anything would open your eyes to the absolute, and I'm going to say treachery, of the United States government and the corporate hierarchy and the corporate system of America, that should just absolutely just throw red flags up all over the place. There's absolutely no excuse for this. The United States, we are the only country where this daggone shortage is happening. It's not happening in Canada. It's not happening in Mexico. It's not happening in Peru. It's not happening in, Europe. It's happening right here in America. And, I'm no kind of anarchist by any stretch of anyone's imagination. But I'm going to tell you right now, there is some crap going on that needs to stop. It has put us at such a disadvantage. It has really put American safety right in the forefront. And we know that just simply because of all of the stuff going on right now with our food supply chain. And now, right now with the babies, with the baby formula and stuff, there's just no excuse for it. So, this is primarily one of many reasons, but this is in the top 3 as to why we are pursuing self-reliance, self-sustainability as much as possible, where we are trying to be less dependent on a broken system, less dependent on a centralized global ties of everything. We shouldn't have to worry about a food shortage in America because of what's going on in China, but yet we are. We shouldn't be limited to one corporation or one company making one specific product that is in such a dire need for such a small, or such a vulnerable, not a small, but such a vulnerable population, those being babies and infants. Okay, so what I am going to tell you is that not only highlights how weak our system is and how poor it's being run, managed, and how little oversight there is. Now, I am by no means in favor of more government intrusion, but what I am in favor of is better, more clear, more focused oversight without all the red tape. Because our food is our number one safety product that we should really demand this from. We're paying more for food without poison than we are for food with poison. And again, 1 and 1 makes 2. And I'm telling you right now, if you look at our current supply, our current food supply, what we're being fed and told as being healthy is not. And why do you think that we're seeing so many premature births? Why do you think we're seeing so many kids born with all of these problems now? Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm a daddy of 2 premature babies, okay? My son spent time in neonatal ICU, and I'm going to tell you, I know from experience what it's like. Now, luckily, ours wasn't as bad as some are. okay? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a subject matter expert on all things neonatal premature birth, but I am going to tell you that I've been witness to it, experienced it, and I do have a little bit of experience in the healthcare industry, going on 30 years. Well, actually over 30 years now at this point. Um, there's just too many things equaling out to bullcrap that should be corrected. Now, our food supply system, if something is labeled as grown organic, so if we get something out of California, it says it's labeled grown organic. There's no chemicals used in the sprouting, the growing, or the harvesting of that product. It's labeled organic. But before it travels out of California to any other state, there are states that require that it be sprayed with an insecticide to prevent, invasive species come into their states. And they don't have to label that as such. They can still maintain that organic label, but yet what you're getting, that organically grown lettuce, spinach, whatever it is that you're eating, could absolutely be laden with freaking insecticides. And that's not BS. That's not hyperbole. You can look that up yourself and do your own research. And that's what I'm going to tell you to do. That's why I'm going to encourage, again, in every video, I'm going to encourage everybody, you have to start doing more for yourselves. You have to start doing more for your family. My mom called me this morning. She was at Sam's Club. She says, I'm standing here. She said, in my 83 years on this earth, she said, I never thought I'd see what I'm standing here looking at. And I said, what's that? And my mom's 83. And let me tell you something. If you don't know where you stand with my mom, you've never met my mom, because I'm going to tell you something. She will tell you exactly what she thinks of you in no uncertain terms. She said, I'm standing here looking at a 10-pound bag of chicken wings, and the price is $37. And I'm like, yep. And she says, no, you didn't hear me. She said, this is a 10-pound bag of chicken wings that's priced at $37. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she goes, never in all my days. And I said, Mom, that's why we're doing what we're doing. She said, how are old people on fixed income supposed to eat? Well, my mom, I know she ain't got to worry about that. She will worry about that, but I put food away. I put food away. We're a family of 4 up here, but I put food more than for a family of 4. And that's why we raise the chickens. That's why we're raising our own animals. That's why we're expanding our garden and stuff. That's why we're doing everything that we're doing. Okay? And this isn't something new that just happened. This is something that's been building over the last several years, and with the pandemic coming into play, that's what really spurred and kicked me in the butt and got me moving along. Okay, so again, I'm going to sit here and tell you, if a 10-pound bag of chicken wings is going to cost you $37, you turn right around and look at the local sales. And as much as I prefer to buy locally and raise my own, because I know and trust the food sources, when they have a 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters on sale for 59 cents a pound, I'm not going to pass that up in this day and age. I'm going to go buy a couple bags of that, and I'm going to can it. I'm going to put it in the freezer until I'm ready to can it, and then I'm going to cut that up, and I'm going to can it. I'm going to pressure can it, because that is affordable food at this point to be able to put aside for my family and or for others who may come into need. Okay, so look at your sales. There's an app, and I put it on there's a website. I put it on the Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping Facebook page. Daggone, I can't think of the name of it right now, but there's a couple of them out there. We type in your zip code, and it'll show you all the sales at all the grocery stores and everything in your area. I'd also look at your local producers and stuff like that. See if they give volume discounts, bulk discounts, and things like that if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you right now, when you start seeing sales like that for chicken, chicken leg quarters, or, anything along those lines, drumsticks and stuff like that, if you have the even slightest little bit of experience with pressure canning meats and stuff like that, I'm going to tell you, you better go out there and buy a bunch of that stuff, and you better start pressure canning it and put it aside. That's going to be your good source of protein and fat that we're going to need. And yes, we also need to look at not only just our infant population, we need to look at our older population too, because a lot of these folks are on fixed incomes. And I mean, people can't live on $15 an hour. They call $15 an hour a living wage that's already past its use, and we need to go more. Just think about these other folks. They're maybe living on $800-900 a month, and that's not downsizing anything. That's true. There's people who make like $800-900 a month, and that's what they live on a fixed income. And things are tough when when it gets like that, because it's hard enough to begin with, but now you're looking at gas over $4 a gallon. You're looking at freaking $3.79 a pound chicken wings. I mean, everything's going up. And now you got babies who can't get formula. But I will tell you, and I would never give bad advice, though I'll never give you as true medical advice. You need to look up, if you're in a situation like that, or you have babies in your family, that evaporated milk has been shown to be safe, and by the terms of the study I read, near identical to mother's breast milk as a source of nutrition for babies. Okay, so now they may lack a lot of the vitamins and other minerals and stuff like that, but as a source of calories and a base food, that is what I would recommend. Not the sweetened condensed, the evaporated milk. And the only thing evaporated milk is full fat, 100% whole cow's milk that is cooked until 60% of the water evaporates off of it. Hence the name evaporated milk. And it's safe. You can use a little bit of Karo syrup. I would use that cautiously. I wouldn't use that in, a bunch of quality or a bunch of quantity in that. If the child can take some solid foods, mashed potatoes, if they can take some yogurt, like some Greek yogurt, if they can take soft foods like that, applesauce and things like, I would absolutely positively get going on that too. I have concerns with, a lot of this, and I would never give bad advice, especially when it comes to babies and stuff like that. But you can look it up yourself. If you don't wholly trust me. I'm not telling you it's safe and your baby will do fine on this. I'm telling you, I don't know each individual person's or baby's condition or the particulars of it, but I am telling you that these are alternatives if you're in a position where you feel that, or you are unable to get a specific type of formula, or you worry about your baby's nutrition. I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you do your own research on this kind of stuff. And do not get on Facebook to homeopathic and freaking natural cures and stuff like that and ask these people questions, because I'm going to tell you something. You're going to get some stuff that I'm just, and I'm not 100% Western medicine, has no faults, has no problems, you know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you, there's some people on there that they give some advice, and I'm sitting there going, you are a fool. If you even listen to these dumbasses, you're going to die. That's just all there is to it. And it's not because it's against my beliefs. It's against my knowledge. Okay, you can rub an onion on your butt if you got a sore butt, and go bury it under the eave of the house where rainwater can hit it, and that might cure your butt soreness. Okay. But when some of this stuff that they're telling you, no, don't do that. Do not get on social media and ask for advice. I'm going to tell you to get online and do your own research and look and see what is safe and what can be considered safe or an alternative for even a short duration. Okay, evaporated milk, not sweetened condensed. Evaporated milk and Karo are your first places to look. Also look at Greek yogurt, applesauce, mashed potatoes, little things like that are soft and a baby could possibly, eat. So anyways, that's okay. We'll get off that, because I'm going to get myself mad, because I just can't believe that. Well, I can believe, but it's just absurd that we're in a position like this where that people are struggling trying to find food for their babies. Now, prices again are just going crazy. Again, I'm going to tell you, if you have not planted a garden, if you don't have the space to plant a garden, get on the Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping Facebook page. We have been sharing all kinds of informative articles, how-tos on vegetable growing, fruit growing. You can grow it in hanging baskets. You can do all this kind of stuff. Folks, I can't tell you strongly enough. Get on there. Request membership. I'll approve you right now, as long as your name's not whatever and you're not selling a bunch of crap on there, okay? That's not what that page is for. That page is to help people, okay? So you get on there, you request membership, I'm going to give you membership. Get on there and use those articles. Also, get up there at the top of that page and look under those tabs where it says files. Click on those files, and there are downloadable and printable files on there for everything. No hidden secret. Look, okay? Facebook page, Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping. Now, lastly, start planting some food this year. Find out from local neighbors. If you have people in your area that raise cattle, that raise sheep, that raise pigs, that do this, do that, ask them if you can buy a half, if you can buy a quarter, if you can go in, and if they've got the area to raise animals and they're raising animals, ask them if you can join in on that. pay your way, pay for your animal, pay for your portion of the animal, pay for your portion of the feed. Get that food security there and make sure, and you know it's safe because you know who's raising it. Make sure that you trust that person as well. Also, buckets, all kinds of different container gardening. You can do it. I don't care if you live in an apartment. Get some hanging baskets. Get something along those lines. There's an indoor grow system. It's called True Garden. True Garden, TRUE Garden, indoor vertical growing towers that takes up 2 square feet. 2 square feet of floor space is all it takes up. And I can't remember. You can grow 30 some plants on that one tower. You need to check it out. Okay, it's got grow lights, it's got everything. The only moving part on it is a little pump in the bottom of it that processes the water, runs the water through it, and it runs for like 3 minutes. It's off for 12 minutes. You have got to start doing something to get yourself a secure food source, and not only a secure food source, but a safe food source. Like I said, we're paying more money for food without poison, and because it's just, this world is crazy. I can't emphasize that enough either. But really press the issue this year, guys. I don't care, where you think you live or what kind of position you think you're in with inability to grow. I guarantee you, if you do your research, you're going to figure out that you can do a lot of that at home. So that's going to be it. The rain has finally let up, and I can get back out here and get to work on this tractor, or with the tractor, to get this place cleared up so I can get my berry bed done this year. So in the meantime, you have to work. You have to work for self-sustainability, self-reliance. You have to do that for you. You have to do that for your family. Our system is not going to support it. That is a terrible thing, and this system is going to collapse. And I'm not fear-mongering. This system is going to collapse. And I can only hope and pray that whatever comes out on the other end of it, people's eyes are finally opened, okay? Work together to starve that system before the system starves you. Keep prepping, take care, and God bless.